To the NBA's greatest games. Today, we'll take you back into NBA history and relive one of the great matchups as it happened.
Better than 17,000 on hand, and one of the factors that the Knicks will be contending with this crowd here at Chicago Stadium, and you can see the Knicks have not fared well here in Chicago. Their last victory over the Bulls in Chicago, March 6th of 1987. And only 4 teams in NBA history have been able to overcome a 3-1 deficit in the best-of-7 playoff series. The last to do it, the Boston Celtics in the 1981 Eastern Conference Finals against the Philadelphia 76ers. And then the Celtics went on to beat Houston in the NBA Final. That a surprising Houston club led by Moses Malone. The other teams, the 79 Bullets, the 1970 Lakers, 68 Celtics. The Knicks were down 3 games to 1. However, they beat the Bulls at Madison Square Garden on Tuesday night, so it is now a 3-2 lead for Chicago. If the Knicks can win here this evening, there will be a Game 7 at the Garden on Sunday afternoon. A look at the officiating crew, and 3 of the NBA's best. 3 solid veterans, Ed T. Rush, Jake O'Donnell, and Darryl Garrison.
Let's get back to basics. Last weekend, the Knicks shot under 40% in 2 games, and the Bulls shot over 50%. Very important. Mental toughness, as much as physical toughness, is the call for the Knicks tonight. They must believe in themselves for 48 minutes.
And in the 3 losses to the Chicago Bulls, overall, the Knicks have shot a horrendous 40%. Knicks control the tap as Mark Jackson starts out against Craig Hodges. Gerald Wilkins, played by Michael Jordan. Here's Wilkins. And the Knicks with a 2-0 lead.
See how Ewing immediately went away from the pressure when Cartwright beat him to position. He wants to be the man in motion tonight.
Nice move by Grant. Rebound Grant. So Horace Grant has tied it at 2. Horace was asked before the game, how does he feel? His wife gave birth to a boy early this morning. Horace said he's tired. Newman rejected. Here's Jordan. The Bulls lead it 4-2. Knicks try to break, but the Bulls got back effectively.
Knicks are showing patience early.
Ewing tried to get position, but Cartwright with a good move to front him. Wilkins, Pippen got a piece of it, and Cartwright gets to it. Here comes Jordan.
See, they don't identify Jordan early enough. I mean, that's the disease on that play. You've got to pick him up early.
So the Bulls with a 6-2 lead, and the Knicks call a 20-second timeout. Michael Jordan off to the fast start, hitting that side jumper, and then doing it with the gorgeous floater.
Yes, Mark doesn't want to have him go around him, but as a result, Michael gets in close. See, no one is going for Jordan until he gets inside the foul line. Heck, he can take off from the foul line. He's proven that in slam dunk contests.
Well, on the Knicks win on Tuesday night, the Knicks did succeed with their motion offense. Doug Collins says the Bulls must take the Knicks' instincts and reactions away from them so they don't play a loose and free, easy game. In Game 5, the Knicks were able to roam and run.
Ewing just talking to Johnny Newman. Ewing was not happy when Newman couldn't get the ball to him before.
Jackson calling out a play. Minute and a half gone by. Here's Newman from 3.
Ewing had unbelievable position down low. Mark Jackson could not see him.
Jordan lost it. Oakley with the steal. Cartwright back, but Wilkins cuts it down to 6-4. Now Wilkins picking up Jordan in the backcourt.
Anything to take seconds off the clock for their offense helps the Knicks. That's what Gerald is accomplishing by doing that.
Hodges, who has been ice cold. Good play by Oakley. Cartwright thought he was fouled. And Jackson lost it.
Pippen's already made 2 fine defensive plays for the Bulls.
Jackson with the steal, taking from Cartwright. Here's Ewing. And the Knicks have tied it at 6. And again, the crowd reacts because Pippen went to the floor. And at this point, the officials are letting the teams play. We're very early, though. Now the foul on Jackson, and Rick Pitino did not like the call. Non-shooting foul, of course.
After Jordan shot 28 foul shots last weekend in one game, more than the entire Knicks team, I think there's great sensitivity to that factor, and the officials will be sensitive to that point.
Three minutes have gone by. The game tied at 6. Scottie Pippen working on Johnny Newman. Good defensive sequence. Cartwright. Cartwright walking around Ewing.
Of course, if this was a practice session, Patrick Ewing would be ordered to take 5 laps after that.
Cartwright with a nice play.
Ewing didn't receive the ball. He backed away.
Craig Hodges. Well, Craig Hodges, back in game 1, had a 10 for 18, 24-point performance, but he struggled, had an 0 for 8. Here in Chicago on Sunday, only 10 for his last 37, but he does it off the dribble. Ewing. And those are not the shots the Knicks want Ewing to be taking. Bulls lead it by the score of 10-6. Of course, it's an easy second guess when you don't hit, because he does hit from there, but they'd rather see him established down low.
I think the main thing is that Ewing touches the ball and takes a lot of shots. Very important, because many times in games this year, Ewing would be frozen out in effect by not shooting the ball enough, and then he could never get rolling.
Down to 7 on the shot clock. Jordan from deep. So the Bulls with a 12-6 lead. Jordan got back, but Gerald Wilkins able to hit on his 3rd field goal.
Just a great pass and awareness by Charles Oakley, who delivered that.
The Bulls by 4. 3.5 gone by. Cartwright. And Ewing with the rebound. Had 11 rebounds along with the 32 points on Tuesday. Now Oakley down low. It's played well by Grant. And Jake O'Donnell says no. It will be Nick Ball. Rick Pitino in the midst of an outburst because he thought the ball was going to Chicago.
Yes, Cartwright clearly knocked it out.
Cartwright continues to do a good job on Ewing. Now they double up, and Ewing gets it back.
Oh, Pippen left Wilkins so fast, and Gerald was wide open, and Ewing knew it.
So Wilkins off to an excellent start, and part of the Knicks' strategy concerns three-point attempt, rebounded by Ewing. Part of the Knicks' strategy concerns Wilkins occupying Michael Jordan.
Gerald had an excellent game in New York the other night, not just scoring, but also the assists.
Jackson finding Newman, and the game is tied at 12. And the crowd urging the Bulls on, but first they'll talk it over. Timeout taken. Bulls have 12 on the 24. 6:20 to go. First quarter. They double up on Cartwright. Here's Hodges. Three-point attack. So Craig Hodges, who has been off the mark, able to connect. And the Bulls take a 15-12 lead. Craig Hodges, usually a superb three-point shooter. Wilkins. Rebound Ewing. Run into and a foul call. Loose ball foul. Cartwright looks to be shaken up.
Ewing hit him in the head unintentionally. Seems his left hand is hurt, though. Ewing soared for that rebound. No one could jump with him.
Bill Cartwright in foul difficulty. Tuesday at the Garden, in fact, he fouled out. Knicks trail by 3. Ewing with the fake. 3-second violation. That delay, the delay by Ewing causing the 3.
See Ewing soaring for that rebound, and Bill Cartwright got clobbered on that play.
Scottie Pippen coming off a solid game on Tuesday. Jordan with the hesitation move. And Michael Jordan off to a fast start. He's hit 4 of 4. The Bulls lead it by 5.
Good defense by Wilkins, but he's dealing with Superman.
Newman played by Jordan. It will be Nick Ball. Deflected out by Grant. Jackson calling a play. Newman off the screen. His three-pointer went short. We have not seen that in some time. Here's Hodges from 3. So Craig Hodges regaining the touch. Consecutive three-pointers, and the Bulls lead by 8. The Knicks calling for a timeout. And the Knicks are down by 4 with 3.5 left in this first quarter. Ewing stealing the pass. Jordan try to get it to Grant. Good play by Ewing.
A blatant imperfection by Jordan. Boy, that's rare.
Here is Ewing. Yes, Patrick Ewing with his second field goal. The Knicks cut it to 2. Jackson not giving Hodges any room. Played him aggressively with the hand check. Ewing went down. Oh, nice move, but Grant got the position and then blew the layup.
Oakley rewarding for being a good guy because Grant had the shot.
Dick O'Donnell calling a double dribble on Mark Jackson. No argument for Mark. So the Bulls take over. Just under 3 minutes to go in this first quarter. Oakley over to help on Cartwright. Here's Pippen getting it back out. 5 on the shot clock. Pippen from 3. And the Bulls are doing it from long range.
Boy, Pippen had 4 against Cleveland in one game in the playoffs. 4 from three-point range.
Bulls 25, the Knicks 20. Jackson met by Cartwright and drew the foul. That's 2 on Cartwright. And for the Bulls, their third team foul. Kiki Vandeweghe getting set to come on.
Kiki Vandeweghe checks in for the Knicks.
Now here's Dave Corzine replacing Bill Cartwright. Cartwright leads with 4. And Mark Jackson to the line. He's 2 for 2 from the line as Vandeweghe has replaced Newman. Newman leads with 4 points. Kiki has been under the weather recently. A little touch of the virus. Did not practice with the club the last couple of days.
Jackson answering the call early from the line. Would you believe he's been 4 for 10 from the line coming in tonight against the Bulls in this series?
So the Bulls now by 3, 25-22. Dave Corzine had a terrific second quarter at the Garden the other night with 14 points off the bench, and he had been a forgotten man.
He had a dream sequence.
Oakley is guarding Corzine.
2 minutes left.
3 on the shot clock. Will it count? Let's see. There was a foul apparently before the shot attempt. The foul called on Wilkins. Basket does not count. It's a non-shooting foul, so the Bulls get the new 24.
If the scorer had the time, or the scorer rather, had to take it off the board. They already had it up.
Just under 2 minutes to go in this first quarter. Jordan working off the pick and then double team. Beautiful pass for Pippen from Grant.
Have to be so careful with the double teams.
Chicago by 5, 27, 22. Marv Albert, John Andres, Bruce Beck, and Walt Clyde Frazier from Chicago Stadium. Wilkins trying to go on the crossover and lost it. The Bulls by 7, 29-22. Vandeweghe from 3, yes. Kiki Vandeweghe with the three-pointer cuts it down to 4.
What a gift for the Knicks. Right off the bench. Kiki, who had 9 for 10 against the Bulls earlier and has been quiet for the last 3 games.
Jordan and Ewing with the rebound. Knicks wanted to run. Bulls got back. Jordan, Jackson with a three-pointer. Michael Jordan racing down, but Mark Jackson with the Knicks' second consecutive three-pointer, and it pulls the Knicks within 1.
Both teams very sharp, and the Knicks are answering the call here early.
Pippen from 3. Wilkins off the deflection. Daryl Garrettson went flying, and he's hurt. The rejection by Pippen. Jackson couldn't handle it. The last touch by Chicago, but Daryl Garrettson in a collision was sent sprawling right in front of the broadcast location of WTBS. That's the Chicago Bulls trainer Mark Feil, and an official timeout has been taken.
Daryl is smiling, or he has been since he fell, and maybe he's just going to shake it off slowly. Behind Wilkins, the collision took place, and you can see that was no act. Daryl went flying. Take another look at it now. Gerald Wilkins, and Daryl tripped over the line.
Yeah, he was actually trying to move away from that pass that he thought might make contact with him, as Wilkins was able to catch it and then slip. But Daryl hanging in. When we resume, it will be Knick ball. 17 seconds remaining on the shot clock. 24 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Both clubs shooting exceptionally well. The Bulls by 4, 32-28. This one looks like it's out of the pages of the old ABA, the way they're pumping up and hitting three-point shots.
I think the only unhappiness for either team right now is in Doug Collins' corner. Bill Cartwright's on the bench with 2 fouls. He did not want that to happen in the game.
Substitution for Chicago, Charles Davis replacing Horace Grant. Dave Corzine racing to the bench, and then he's told, no, you stay in. He thought he was being pulled, and he's being sent back in. One of the Chicago reporters wrote here the other day, Corzine has been in and out of Doug Collins' doghouse so many times this season that his pregame meal must be served with a dish of water. Cruel. But he came up big the other night at the Garden.
Both teams going to the bench freely now.
Sidney Green has checked in. Johnny Newman back. Here's Jackson. Yes!
Oh.
And it counts. Mark Jackson hacked on the play, and he'll go to the line. He was fouled by John Paxson, who just reported in.
Now Mark, who has not gone to the line, as we mentioned earlier, that much against the Bulls, is spending a lot of time there in the first quarter. Paxson playing Jackson very well, no complaints. Mark makes a spectacular shot here.
He is 4 for 4 from the foul line. Down to 15 seconds left in this first quarter. The Knicks trail by 1 off the three-point play by Jackson. Now the Knicks show some pressure, doing a nice job. Pippen very close to a 5-second count, deflected out by the Knicks. Pete Myers now on the floor, along with Sidney Green, Kenny Walker, Trent Tucker, and Mark Jackson.
Talk about doghouses. Sam Vincent in the game now. He didn't play in the last game at all.
Now Davis will give it a shot. Tremendous pressure, and that now is a 5-second violation. And Johnny Newman will check back in. So the Knicks nearly pulled it off on the previous inbounds attempt, and now they do. They're down by 1. 14 seconds to go in this first quarter.
Although brief, Myers did his job. Newman back in for him.
Tucker lost it, then recovered, but he was out of bounds. It will be Chicago ball. And the Knicks also with difficulty getting it in. Down to 10 seconds in the quarter. As Pippen moves down with 5 seconds. The steal by Tucker, 3. And the steal by Vincent, down to 1, too late. Whoa, it will not count. Paxson flinging off glass, but it won't count, and that is the end of the first quarter. A wild one here in Chicago. The Bulls 32, the Knicks 31.
Well, here's the key right now for the visiting Knicks. Their field goal percentage right now at 57%. The Bulls a little better, though, at 64 on their home court. Oddly enough, they haven't gone to the foul line once, whereas Mark Jackson, the only Knick to go to the line, is 5 out of 5. Rebounding 8 to 7. The Knicks up on that. Knicks had 6 turnovers, though, to the Bulls 5 in the first quarter.
Second quarter underway. 9 on the shot clock. Paxson now guarded by Strickland. Both coaches going to the benches early. Corzine. Knicks don't mind seeing that type of shooting from Dave Corzine. Corzine most effective as a square-up shooter from the outside. Trent Tucker, who has turned it around, has been on a tear recently. Again, the Bulls have difficulty getting it in. Knicks now lead by 1. Bulls led by as many as 8. Corzine in trouble.
Green did a great job denying that pass to Grant. That was key.
And here is Corzine. One-hand rebound for Sidney Green, who comes off a strong game on Tuesday. He had 8 points, 9 rebounds in 20 minutes. Strickland. Yes, and the Knicks now lead at 35-32.
They are all hitting.
Davis lost it. And right now, the Bulls in a funk. They have been hurt by the trapping Knick defense. It began late in the first quarter, and suddenly the Knicks are having themselves an excellent shooting time here in Chicago. That has not been the case in recent games, and that goes back to the regular season. Tucker from 3. Rebound Corzine.
Oh, at one point it was 20-12 Bulls. It's been a 23-12 run by the Knicks.
And Jordan got hit on the arm. Foul committed by Strickland. The Knicks are now going with Walker, Green, and Vandeweghe up front. Patrick Ewing checking back in. Backcourt of Strickland and Tucker.
Collins electing to keep Cartwright on the bench with his 2 fouls. This does not help the Bulls.
Jordan posting on Tucker. Lost it.
Those are the little signs, you know, in a big game when things like that happen, you haven't seen happen in 5 prior games.
Tucker from 3. Yes! Trent Tucker on fire. 5 for 7 the other night. He is 17 for the last 34. From 3-point range, he has been hitting the shot after going through a slump. And the Knicks now with a 6-point lead as the Bulls call for time.
Welcome back to the NBA's greatest game.
The sparks now flying here at Chicago Stadium. 6:15 left in this first half. Jordan being played by Tucker. Here is Cartwright over Green. 6-point Knick lead. Bill Cartwright with his 3rd field goal. He has 7. And the Knicks with a 49-43 advantage.
You know what's great about this is that everyone's answering the call. Both teams.
Vandeweghe. Green getting it back. Ewing on a reverse, and he's hacked. Foul committed by Horace Grant. That is his 1st, and Ewing will go to the line.
This is so electric, so exciting. Vandeweghe showing how effective he can be driving, but the defensive intensity is vicious out there. Green using that big body gets in close, and then no one can contain Ewing on the rebound.
Nick O'Donnell blowing the whistle because Nick is required on the foul line lineup. So Gerald Wilkins walking over.
Doug Collins felt that the Knicks really hurt his team last game with those offensive rebounds. There were 16 of them. The Knicks are off to a fine start here in the first half again on their offensive boards. Much better than the Bulls.
But the Knicks, after hitting their free throws early, now struggling. Ewing hitting 1 out of 2. It's a 7-point New York lead, 50-43, 5:45 remaining in this first half. Cartwright battling with Ewing. Ewing does not have a personal foul. Here's Cartwright, and that is number 1 on Ewing.
See, what Gerald Wilkins is succeeding in doing is delaying the start of the Bulls offense by picking up Jordan early. It's very tough to do. There are now 14 seconds by the time on the shot clock by the time he gets rid of the ball. And that's what Wilkins is accomplishing.
And at the other end, both Wilkins and Tucker, by scoring, have been able to occupy Michael Jordan. Cartwright now 1 for 3 from the line. Trent Tucker off the bench to hit for 10. Gerald Wilkins has 10. Strong production out of the shooting guard position. We still have 5.5 to go in this first half. The Knicks lead it by 6. Bulls at one point led by 8. Oakley is back up front with Ewing and Newman. Jackson and Wilkins in the backcourt. Jackson putting the move on Hodges. And he's called for a traveling violation. Again, the pressure from Wilkins. Does not want to pick up a foul, so then drops back off the acceleration by Jordan. Cartwright, nice move. Well done by Bill Cartwright. He cuts it down to 4.
And Jordan getting him the ball perfectly.
10 points for Cartwright. Wilkins with the reverse, and he did it around the 7-footer. Bill Cartwright. So Gerald Wilkins 6 for 9. He has 12. And the Knicks back to a 6-point lead.
Oakley back in there now. Time for him to exert some pressure.
Pippen open. There's Pippen. And he was hit by Oakley. For Charles Oakley, his first foul. Looked like Oakley was shaken up. He took a shot from Pippen on the follow-through.
And that last Knicks basket scored by Gerald Wilkins going to his familiar left. And that was a tremendous move, succeeding over Cartwright.
Pippen is not a good free throw shooter, 66% for the season. Scottie Pippen out of Central Arkansas made it back from off-season back surgery. He has played very well against the Knicks during the regular season and in this series.
Talking to Phil Jackson before the game, pointing out Pippen has never been to a training camp. In his rookie year, he signed late, and this past year, he was recovering from a back operation that you mentioned.
The Knicks lead is now 4. Cartwright fronting Ewing. Jackson. He has had a spectacular first half, and he has been under control. Mark Jackson now 4 for 4 from the field, including 2 3-pointers and 5 for 5 from the foul line. He has 15 points. Well, Pippen had to save it. 8 on the shot clock. Hodges from 3, way off. And here come the Knicks. Jackson with Pippen back. Lost it.
He thought it was Gerald. He saw him instantaneously, but the tremendous defensive transition of the Bulls resulted in that. Look what happens when you turn it over.
Michael Jordan drilling it home from 3-point land. So a costly turnover as the Bulls move within 3 with 3.5 remaining. In this first half, Jordan has 15 points. He's connected on 7 of 9 overall. Ewing with the pick. Jackson. Loose ball foul called on Pippen.
Great pressure by Newman and Oakley. Pippen had to respond. When the Knicks move on offense and don't stand around, and they haven't stood around in the first half, it always creates problems for the defense.
Doug Collins Ball Club with their 4th team foul. Cartwright with the hand in front of Ewing, not allowing the entry pass.
What a pick by Oakley. No one else saw it, though, to free Ewing.
Newman, will he get the call?
Oh,
yes, he
yes.
does! Yes, it counts! He got the call on the continuation, and he'll go to the line as Pippen picks up his 2nd foul.
What's remarkable for the Knicks is the balanced scoring and shooting effectiveness they are getting. It is not limited to 1, 2, or 3 people. They're all hitting.
Newman is looking for his 7th point. Nick O'Donnell says the basket counts and a foul call. In other words, the free throw is good and a loose ball foul on Oakley. That's the most unusual call. That puts the Knicks over the limit, so the Bulls go to the line for 2.
Takes Charles out of the game once again for Sidney Green, and the way Sidney has played, that's not a minus, with all due respect to Oakley, who has been tremendous the last couple of games.
However, has not done it here in Chicago against his former ball club, except for the final regular season meeting between these two teams back in April when he had an 18-point, 16-rebound game.
Well, you know what I must point out, though? Last Sunday in that dismal defeat to Chicago for the Knicks, Oakley had 16 rebounds, 11 offensive rebounds, along with 10 points. Didn't shoot the ball that well, but he sure hit the boards.
Horace Grant to the foul line, a 70% free throw shooter. Bill Cartwright had stepped to the line, but it's Grant who was pushed by Oakley. Horace Grant, Chicago's 1st-round draft pick last season out of Clemson. Earlier in the year, he was forthright in expressing his unhappiness with his offensive role, and then that picked up, and he has played well in the playoffs. He was in foul trouble the other night at the Garden, and that hurt. Knicks lead it by 4. Just under 3 minutes to go. First half. Now Green posting. Wilkins. Rebound Cartwright.
You can see the confidence exuding from Sidney Green's face out here on the court.
Sellers, who just returned, being handled now by Newman.
He's really muscling Grant. Green, that is.
Hodges. And Ewing off the back tap, able to get it to Newman.
Knicks not allowing much on the Bulls' offensive boards.
They want the mismatch with Wilkins being played by Sellers, but Sellers able to hang in. Here's Ewing. Shot clock was running down. Green gets to it. Good deflection to break up the pass, and a timeout call. Nick Ball as we resume following the timeout with 2 minutes to go in this first half. Ewing with a gorgeous play as Wilkins put the speed on Sellers to beat him. And Ewing did the rest to give the Knicks a 6-point lead. Minute 40 left now in this first half. Jordan off the pick.
Michael Jordan.
He's just remarkable. The Knicks so happy when he takes jump shots, but the basket once again is very large for Michael Jordan tonight.
And he's hitting the jumper. In game 5, he hit only one of his first 10 from outside. Newman around Sellers, and he's held. The Knicks feel that Sellers is very vulnerable. Whoever Sellers ends up guarding, the Knicks get the ball to that man, and they go right at him, and Brad Sellers picks up his 2nd.
Yes, they will not. The Bulls will not put Sellers on a physical big man. They won't put him on Green or Ewing or Oakley, so they'll put him on someone mobile, and of course that plays into the Knicks' hands, whoever that is. As you could see how easily Newman went around him. It's a dilemma.
Such a way with words, John. 8 points for Newman. Minute 18 left, first half. The Knicks lead it by the score of 61-55. They've led by as many as 8. Again, the Knicks show pressure. They trap Hodges. So that wastes a lot of time. Down to 10 on the shot clock.
Why does Patrick do that? Why does he leave his feet like that as he goes for the block on a 15-foot jump shot?
4-point Knick lead.
Takes himself out of the play.
50 seconds remaining, first half. Ewing able to recover. 7 on the shot clock. Jackson weaving in. Grant with the rebound. Sellers. Bulls swinging it effectively to cut it down to 2. And the Knicks turned it over. Jackson lost sight of the pass. So the Bulls can hold for a final shot. Down to 10 seconds. Down to 5. Cartwright. But the Bulls came back to cut it to 2.
Welcome back to the NBA's greatest game.
Welcome back to Chicago Stadium. Marv Albert with John Andres, Bruce Beck, Walt Frazier. As we head to the second half, the Knicks with a 2-point lead on the Bulls, 61-59. Knicks led by as many as 8. Bulls at one stretch led by 8. Both clubs have shot well. Chicago with the 24 for 39 for 62%. And the Knicks at 56%, and both teams are hitting from 3-point range. Brent Tucker with 2 out of 3. Mark Jackson has hit 2 for 2 from downtown. And Michael Jordan has not gone to the foul line. And that is most unusual. He is hitting the outside shot. And that's one of the reasons. Had that floater earlier. One other layup, but has been doing his damage from outside.
Michael, based on his numbers throughout the season, has been average here in the first half. And the Knicks are delighted to see him average. What's interesting is the Knicks going to the foul line more in the first half than the Bulls, and that's been a tremendous edge for them. That the Bulls are shooting 62% for a half and the Knicks are leading is also remarkable. The Knicks cannot expect to win this game and have this team they're playing shoot like that. They must curtail that high percentage shooting of the Bulls if they're going to win.
And the Bulls being greeted as they step back on. For Rick Pitino and the New York Knicks, the season has come down to the second half. Game 6 of the best of 7. A victory by the Knicks would mean a Game 7 at the Garden Sunday afternoon. Victory for the Bulls would mean on to meet the Detroit Pistons. Hodges with a 3-point attempt. Greg Hodges, who had been suffering, shooting so poorly the last few ball games, is now 3 for 6 from downtown, has 11 points in all, and the Bulls take a 1-point lead, 62-61. Millman is up front with Ewing and Oakley. Millman putting the spin on Pippen.
Terrible shot.
Rebounded by Grant. Grant stopped by Ewing. Crowd wanted a foul. Here's Wilkins on the penetration. He lost it. He thought he was fouled. Hodges. That's a 2-pointer, and Rick Pitino calls a 20-second timeout as the Bulls come out firing and hitting.
No substitute for great shooting. His foot was on the line on that last jump shot. But Hodges has reasserted himself in a big way, and Rick Pitino is furious. Furious at his team for their defensive lapses and letting him get those shots off. Not to mention the two shots, the rush shot by Newman, and then, of course, the shot by Gerald Wilkins, which didn't succeed.
Charles Oakley has been silent thus far. Bad play as the Knicks turn it over. The Bulls with a 3-point lead, and Michael Jordan starts back. Michael Jordan, 8 for 10 overall, including 1 3-pointer in the first half. Hodges again. And Oakley on the rebound, only a second rebound of the game.
No points for Charles in the first half in 14 minutes.
Pippen helping out on Ewing, who's directing traffic. Jackson with the 3. Yes.
3-point field goal.
Mark Jackson has had a splendid ball game, and he is now 3 out of 3 from three-point land. The game is tied at 64. Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
And a rare drive for Jordan, giving the Bulls a 2-point lead. Just underway, 2 minutes and change gone by in this third quarter. Ewing getting it out for Jackson. And he was fouled. Jake O'Donnell with the call. O'Donnell working with Darryl Garretson. And Ed Rush. Forearm indicated. Foul called on Horace Grant, his second.
Knicks having a tough time identifying Ewing now as a target. The Bulls are very much up on Ewing, and they're getting a little stationary out there offensively.
Mark Jackson is 5 for 5. It was following the ball game back in New York that as Jackson hears it from the crowd earlier in the series that Mark said yes, he would tone things down. That was following game number 2, and we have not seen the helicopter theatrics return or the finger pointing, but as Jackson misses on both. But you get the feeling that when he's on the road, he's playing more under control. He's not looking to show off before the home crowd at the Garden. Jordan.
Boy, he got rocked. I'm surprised there was no foul called.
Bulls by 4, 68-64. Wilkins.
See, they're hurting now without Ewing, part of the offense.
Jordan off the change of direction, finding Pippen. The Bulls on a run, lead by 6, and the Knicks call for time. Well, in the Chicago newspapers the last couple of days, it's been a media sparring session. Mark Jackson getting in his words. Mark saying yesterday the Bulls played the best they can play. We haven't even touched our potential. And then Bill Cartwright answering back. Here's what Bill had to say. Why are you giving this guy credibility? Quoting Mark Jackson is like quoting Darryl Dawkins. Strong retort from Bill Cartwright. 8 on the shot clock. Jackson with a nice feed. He found Wilkins, and the Knicks got it down to 4, 70-66. The Bulls had opened up with 11-3 spurt here in this third quarter.
Ewing has not touched the ball in the third quarter yet.
Jordan with the acceleration, and he's fouled. So he'll go to the line for the first time.
Well, Patrick helped out Wilkins by deflecting that shot. He did a good job helping out. Could have been a 3-point play otherwise.
Michael Jordan selected by his peers as Player of the Year. The vote taken by the Sporting News. Second straight year that Jordan has taken those honors. Magic Johnson finishing second in the voting. Karl Malone finished third. So the Bulls lead by 5, 71-66.
Remarkably, Jordan's first appearance on the foul line.
Newman wheeling. Johnny Newman doing it in traffic. The Bulls lead by 3, 71-68. Newman has 11. Here's Jordan. And Newman with the rebound. Michael Jordan now 10 for 13. Wilkins returning. Jackson caught right on the rebound. That's a shot that Mark usually hits. Pippen beating the double team. Good play by Newman.
Great play by Newman. So alert. The Knicks can't afford to ignore Ewing much longer on offense.
6'10" Horace Grant. Several inches on Johnny Newman. 4.5 gone by, third quarter. But the Knicks able to control it.
Ewing wide open, so frustrated Wilkins didn't see him.
Now Ewing putting the move on. Cartwright gets to it.
See, when you don't touch the ball for several minutes, you very simply don't have your touch. That's what Ewing faces on that shot.
Ewing is 4 for 8. Has a total of 9 points. Jordan setting up the jump. And he did it in front of Rick Pitino and then stared at Pitino. Bulls by 5, 73-68. Ewing changed his mind, found Oakley, and he drew the foul. That is a play that sometimes does not work because you cross up teammates. Oakley looking for a rebound, but this time able to handle it.
Considering Ewing's desire to shoot the ball and be important offensively, that was a very unselfish play by him.
And Oakley gets the treatment from fans who a year ago were rooting for Charles Oakley as a member of the Chicago Bulls. That foul was committed by Horace Grant, so 3 now on Grant.
Knicks must make every foul shot. They must be perfect now because everyone is waiting for the closing moments of this game. And the way it looks now, it's going to be a close one. And you know who comes on strong then, the unstoppable force.
And the Bulls have certainly made that point. They feel if they can bring the Knicks into the fourth quarter in a close affair, it'll be their ball game.
Yes, good things always happen. Last game, 17 points for Jordan in the fourth. The prior game, 18.
And the push called on Newman. Second team foul for the Knicks, only the first on Newman.
On a play like that, the defense by Newman has to start before the cut. Once the man gets the running room, you're in trouble.
Just under 6 minutes remaining. Third quarter. Bulls with a 3-point lead. Jordan, 3-point attempt. And Oakley on the rebound. Cartwright continues to do a good job in fronting Ewing. Jackson could not deliver it. Overthrown by Wilkins. Rick Pitino indicating to Wilkins reverse it in that situation.
See, once they don't hit Ewing on the first pass, it goes to the other side. They want it to come back. Don't forget about him.
Cartwright setting the pick. Pippen from 3. Scottie Pippen with his third 3-point bomb. He has hit 3 for 3 from downtown.
Great defense also by the Knicks, denying Jordan on that sequence, but Pippen, such a help.
Sidney Green getting set to return. Wilkins bottled up. And for the foul. Green will come on along with Tucker. Wilkins to the line. He was hit by Pippen. 3 on Pippen. 3 apiece now on Pippen and Grant.
Interesting move by Rick Pitino, removing Oakley, who has been Mr. Reliable. My feeling is that he thinks he's going to get more out of Sidney Green. That's what his eyes have been telling him in this game anyway.
Knicks going with a 3-guard alignment. Tucker, Wilkins, Jackson, along with Ewing and Green.
Because they need better ball movement. It has not happened well at all in this third quarter for the Knicks.
Bulls by 4, 76-72, with 4:45 left in the third. Wilkins again slowing Jordan down. Down to 10 on the 24. And Green called for the foul on Grant. He hooked him from behind. That's 2 on Green, 3 on the Knicks.
Sidney Green, very physical as he was in the first half with Grant. That's a tight call, though. He's not getting crazy.
Now Green switches on to Pippen. So the mismatch is Tucker and Grant. And the foul. And it's Green. That's his third.
Pippen using his mobility against the bigger, stronger, heavier Sidney Green. Jackson chasing defense and Pippen getting away.
Pippen missed the first. It's 2 for 3 from the line. He has had his ups and downs at the foul line, only 66%. Green sitting down as Kenny Walker checks in.
Green not as mobile as Kenny Walker, and Rick Pitino seeing that right away, going with Kenny to match up on Pippen.
The Bulls lead it 77-72. And the Knicks stay with the 3-guard setup. Jackson played by Hodges. Here's Ewing giving it up. Rejected by Pippen. Nice play by Ewing to find Wilkins. Beautiful passing by Ewing twice during that sequence. And the Knicks now down by 3. Wilkins chasing Jordan. And the foul on Wilkins. 3 on Wilkins. And the Knicks are over the foul limit.
Wilkins expressing that he felt the elbow on that play from Jordan. It's also noticeable, Marv, how physical Bill Cartwright is being with Ewing in the second half now. He's battling him much harder than he did in the first half, doing a lot of banging.
Jordan 2 out of 3 from the foul line. Here's John Paxson for Craig Hodges. And Kiki Vandeweghe has checked in. So the Knicks now back to the conventional front line. Bulls by 5, 79-74.
Quarter seems to be moving much faster than the first and second quarter did.
It's called on the Knicks. Offensive foul, the elbow indicated. It's on Ewing. That is his second.
Let's take a look at Ewing now, lifting that elbow up. No question about it. He got Jordan.
Now Pippen handling against Vandeweghe. Jordan putting the move on Tucker. Pippen had the baseline closed. 7 on the 24.
Oh, that's unbelievable.
He is unconscious. Scottie Pippen is 4 for 4 from downtown. The Bulls have hit 8 out of 12 from three-point land. Ewing able to answer, and the Bulls now lead 82-76.
Seems that Ewing is being reluctantly invited back into the offense And it better come on strong. They must go to their meal ticket.
3 minutes remaining in the third. Paxson. Cartwright on the rebound. Finding Sellers, who lost it. And the crowd getting on Sellers. Good pass from Cartwright. Jake O'Donnell blowing the whistle and indicating that the Bulls had called for a timeout.
Remarkable shooting by the Bulls. It's continuing in the first half, 62%. And here we go, and there's no let up, and the Knicks are cooling off a bit, and it's hurting them in a big way. Although 6 points is certainly not a huge lead, but here they all count, and they're tough to overcome.
Mark Jackson getting a rest. Rod Strickland has come on. Walker. Bulls by 6 with 2.5 left in the third quarter. Chicago with Jordan and Paxson in the backcourt. Pippen, Sellers, Cartwright up front. Brad Sellers getting much playing time here tonight.
Jordan relaxing, absolutely standing still during this whole offensive sequence.
Pippen able to get it back. Now Jordan eluding Walker. The Bulls lead it 84-76. That matches their biggest lead.
They are getting the ball to the right man. The Knicks are not.
28 points for Michael Jordan.
See Cartwright physical on Ewing, who's getting very frustrated. Dribbling is not the answer.
Good play by Paxson. With 1 on the shot clock, so they move it back to 5.
Knicks have lost their offensive poise here in the third quarter. The Ewing frustration there at the banging and the pushing by Cartwright. Meanwhile, the Knicks aren't even looking at him.
Charles Oakley is back, replacing Kenny Walker. Knicks have 5 seconds to attempt the field goal. Good play by Pippen, and Hodges chased by Ewing. It is a 10-point lead for Chicago. Strickland bumped by Paxson. So the foul called on John Paxson, his second, 4th team foul on the Bulls. Now Eddie Wilkins checking in for the first time.
Vandeweghe not quite as quick as Pippen. And then Hodges in a breakaway. Ewing will tap him there. No foul call. Luckily, Ewing is now going to get a well-deserved rest. Although you know he must be fuming inside. All he wants to do is win, he says.
Well, Cartwright sitting down, and he received an ovation as Corzine came on for him. Ball against the Bulls. That puts them over the limit. There's Ewing, who has not gotten the ball in the proper position frequently enough thus far tonight. Ewing 5 for 9, 1 out of 2 from the line. Total of 11 points. Oakley to the free throw line as he was hit by Sellers, so that's 3 now, as you saw, on Sellers.
Knicks are now desperate offensively. They must seize every opportunity to put points on the board. Oakley, who has been invisible in this game, must help.
He's now 2 out of 3. Make that 3 for 3 from the line. And those his only points. Rick Pitino continues the shuffling. Kenny Walker is back. Eddie Wilkins sitting down. Minute 16 left in the third. So the Bulls lead by 9, 86-77. Newman breaking it up. Michael Jordan getting a rare respite.
He played 23 of 24 minutes in the first half.
8 on the 24. Recovered by Sellers, just did get it off, beating the 24-second buzzer. Out of 45 seconds left in the third. Knicks down by 9. Oakley tried to set the pick. And Newman had it knocked out. Excellent work again by Pippen. Wilkins and Jackson sitting it out.
Boy, Sidney Green doing a lot of talking to his teammates. Encouraging, trying to keep the confidence level up.
10 on the shot clock. Strickland. Yes, 86-79. The Bulls lead by 7. 31 seconds to go. Third quarter.
Very big shot by Strickland.
Out of 10 on the 24. Out of 5. Look out. It's Walker and Pippen getting involved. Most unusual to see Kenny Walker in a fist fight.
The arms were flying. Darryl Garretson saw it. Doug Collins petitioning already before the decision is being made. Oh, Collins is furious. Look at Collins circling, walking around the court.
And Scottie Pippen also one who is usually on the calm side. But I've never seen Kenny Walker get heated up.
Off the ball action.
Well, Pippen and Walker have been ejected. And that is a trade-off, in all fairness to Kenny Walker, that the Knicks will take.
I don't think Rick Pitino's furious.
Doug Collins had to be restrained by assistant coach Johnny Bach as he had words with Darryl Garretson.
As you say, with all due respect to Kenny, one coach is losing it and the other coach is quite cool. Oh, what a great shot there. And that's why basketball players don't find themselves in the ring.
Darryl Garretson got the worst of that one.
He was right in the middle of it, so he saw it clearly.
Scottie Pippen has been a spark for the Bulls. He's hit 4 out of 4 from three-point range. He leads with 17 points.
That matched his record-setting 4 three-point shots against Cleveland in their series in one game.
So the Bulls will have to do it without Scottie Pippen. Here's Sellers, 2 on the shot clock. And that is it. That's the end of the third quarter. The Bulls by 7. 86-79. We'll be back in a moment. Well, the Bulls very upset with the ejection of Scottie Pippen as he and Kenny Walker got involved just before the third quarter came to a conclusion. And we just asked for the explanation from the officials. Jake O'Donnell explaining it to John and I, because there have been situations where players have not been tossed out in this type of altercation. But Jake said that a memo was sent right before the start of the playoffs to every NBA general manager. NBA very concerned about violence. And in that memo was stated that once one player throws a punch, whether they connect or not, and the other player retaliates again, whether he connects or not, both guys are gone. That's it. Clear cut. So they called it according to the rules. Although Doug Collins did not buy it. Fourth quarter underway. Strickland forcing. And Jake O'Donnell now says last touch by the Knicks. It will be Chicago ball. No, a foul also. It's called on Strickland.
Every imperfection is like a knife in the stomach now for the Knicks. Bad decision by Rod on that shot.
7-point Bulls lead. Michael Jordan is back, attempting to post Tucker. Here's Jordan, tough angle shot. Ewing on the rebound. Strickland in the backcourt now with Tucker. Mark Jackson getting set to return. Newman on a reverse. The basket counts and a foul. And again he gets the call, as he did in the first half, on a continuation. And Newman will go to the line.
Oh, gigantic play.
Greg Hodges
Great crossover dribble. Sellers is 7 feet, and Newman just gets it done. Despite that, Sellers got soft again on the inside as Newman stayed with the move. Sellers stopped pursuing.
3-point play for the second time tonight for Johnny Newman, and it cuts the Chicago lead down to 4. 86-82, Knicks looking to press and now drop back. Mark Jackson has returned, replacing Rod Strickland. Cartwright. Illegal defense called for the first time against the Knicks. That shot will not count, so the Bulls get the new 24.
I don't believe Oakley was guarding anyone on that play.
Bulls going with Jordan and Paxson at the guards. Grant, Cartwright up front. Actually, 3-guard offense. Hodges in there with the departure of Pippen. One-on-one move by Jordan. Good defensive work by the Knicks. 5 on the shot clock. Jordan. Knicks working so hard on this sequence, and they will get the ball.
Boy, Oakley killing himself. There was no beauty in that play for the Knicks, but there was beauty in the effort of Oakley.
Minute and a half in. Fourth quarter. Marv Albert, John Andres, Bruce Beck, Walt Frazier from Chicago Stadium.
They must find Ewing, and they must find a way.
Jackson putting the spin on, and he lost it. Michael Jordan.
Breathtaking. They are not getting Ewing on the second option. When he's not available on the first one, they're forgetting about him, and Rick Pitino has preached that. Come back to him, reverse it and come back to him.
Wilkins stopped by Grant. And here comes Jordan, who now has 30. The Bulls lead by 6 with 2 minutes gone by in the fourth. Hodges. And that's an offensive foul. So the charge called on Hodges, his first foul.
With all of the Knicks' imperfections here offensively in the second half, they're still so close.
Bill Cartwright continues to do an excellent defensive job in fronting Patrick Ewing. He's had some help, but for the most part, it has been Cartwright. As a result, Ewing with only 9 shots, not all quality shots.
And 7 of them in the first half.
Now Ewing open. And Ewing able to hit on the foul. Yes, it counts. And he'll go to the line.
Look at the anger and the determination on Ewing's face.
Cartwright called for his 3rd. The Bulls with their 2nd team foul. Ewing is 1 for 2 from the line. 13 points in all. So the Knicks now trail by 3. 88-85.
Big lift for the Knicks, getting Ewing involved. He's on his toes now.
Jordan from 3. And Oakley comes up with it. Jackson calling out the play. Ten on the 24. Ewing called for the travel. So the Bulls take over. 9 minutes to go in this fourth quarter, as you saw Ewing get position, but then Cartwright moving up, and it led to the steps. The season at stake for the Knicks here in the fourth quarter, trailing 3 games to 2, looking to send it back to New York on Sunday for a game number 7. Nice fake by Cartwright, but rejected by Ewing. Cartwright again.
Oh, great move by him. Great effort.
14 for Cartwright. Here's Wilkins. Rejected by Jordan. It will be Knick ball. Rick Pitino wants a timeout.
Welcome back to the NBA's greatest game.
And the Bulls lead by 3, 90-87. 4 minutes have gone by in the fourth quarter. Cartwright was looking for Jordan. And Michael Jordan doing it from all angles. He now has 32, and the Bulls lead by 5, 92-87. Ewing.
Grant and Cartwright got mixed up on a switch. Ewing was open, and Jackson found him.
16 for Ewing. Knicks within 3. 7.5 left. Fourth quarter. Paxson tried to get it to Cartwright, who was held.
Ewing on that opening slammed it home. Jackson unhappy naturally. Interesting byplay. Jake O'Donnell, the official, going over to Grant after that play, told him to tuck his shirt in.
And now the foul on Wilkins. That last foul committed by Jackson, his second. For Wilkins, number 4. Capacity crowd 18,676 on hand for Game 6 of this best of 7.
This is like a long 15th round for Gerald Wilkins, having to deal with this man. He has to find lots of energy.
Jordan dumped it off, but misfired.
Cartwright couldn't react.
It'll be Nick Ball. Very poor passing by the Knicks, who had the numbers as they broke down. And fortunate that one of the Bulls deflected it out. Ewing around Cartwright. Cartwright on the rebound. Bulls with the ball, lead by 3. 6.5 left in the fourth. Hodges held by Newman. And for Newman, his second. Team foul number 4. Sidney Green replacing Charles Oakley. Oakley with only 5. John Paxson getting the playing time. Bulls stay with the 3-guard alignment, while with the absence of Pippen, who was ejected along with Walker late in the third quarter. And Jackson called for his third. It puts the Knicks over the limit. Horace Grant will go to the line. Grant is 2 for 2 from the foul line, a 70% free throw shooter.
Talk about the poor passing at the Knicks offensively, particularly inside the foul line. The Bulls, on the other hand, excel in that area. They moved the ball very well despite the Knicks' great effort at denying Jordan on that play. They still kept patient and moving the ball until they found a mismatch with Grant being guarded by Jackson.
It's been a very quiet game for Horace Grant. Only 1 field goal, now 3 for 3 from the line. Bulls by 5, 94-89.
No mystery here. The Knicks have to get it to Ewing as usual.
Well, Ewing gets to it, but too far out. Paxson deflects it. It will be Nick Ball with 9 on the shot clock.
The Knicks are relying on feeding Ewing from out high. Extremely difficult. Best served, feed him from the corner.
5 on the 24. Wilkins stopped on the reverse. Newman on the follow. And it cuts it down to 3. 94-91. 16 points for Johnny Newman. Jordan wants movement. Wanted Cartwright to move down low. Paxson off the screen. John Paxson has hit 3 for 5. And the Bulls lead by 5.
Every field goal is so big now for both teams. Paxson has really answered the call in dramatic fashion the last few games. Dramatic.
Green looking to set a pick. Could not. And a foul on Grant. Now, well, Jake O'Donnell changed the call. He said Craig Hodges instead of Grant as they try to double up. That's 2 on Hodges. 13th foul against Chicago. And we move down to 5 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Jackson fouled by Paxson.
That was on John Paxson. His fourth.
Bulls are not reflecting the loss of Scottie Pippen, who was tremendous through 3 quarters before he got ejected after that fight with Kenny Walker.
Doug Collins calling for time. 4:57 remaining in the fourth.
The big surprise tonight coming in to this game in the series, the Bulls only had 15 block shots to the Knicks 20. Boy, have they reversed that.
You look at that stat, that's similar to what the Cavaliers pulled off on a couple of occasions during the regular season against the New York Knicks. Mark Jackson is now 6 for 8 from the line. He has 18 points. The Knicks trail by 4 with 4:57 left in the fourth quarter. The Bulls 96, the Knicks 93. Chicago remaining with the 3-guard offense. Paxson, Jordan, and Hodges. Up front, Grant and Cartwright. Wilkins played Jordan well, but Grant able to connect. Only his second field goal. The Bulls again extend to 5.
Well, their shooting percentage is just unbelievable tonight, considering the dramatic impact of this game, what it means.
They are shooting in the area of 60%. And the Knicks have also shot well.
Boy, Cartwright is really a bully on Ewing.
3-point attempt. Jordan on the rebound.
Well, the greatest thing the Bulls are doing is the work on Ewing. I mean, he is just out of it offensively for the Knicks in the second half.
Paxson from 3. Newman putting the speed on. And he'll go to the line. 2 shots for Johnny Newman. Foul committed by Michael Jordan.
Last time down court, Patrick Ewing being muscled by Cartwright. That's what Doug Collins wants. A lot of contact on Ewing, who responds. And Cartwright fronts him. Meanwhile, Ewing is a little far from the basket. That's exactly what Doug Collins wanted to see, and explained as the successful tactic by Cartwright in the games they have won by keeping Ewing a foot or 2 away from where he wants to be. He's doing even better than that now.
So the Bulls now lead it 98-94. The Knicks have shot 20 for 27 from the line. So they have not taken advantage of their free throws. Grant was wide open, and the foul. Tucker came over too late, and Grant will go to the line.
Now that's a mistake, I think, by Oakley, because there's no way Cartwright's going to hurt Ewing in that situation. And Charles just decided to double team. Now maybe he was told to, that we don't know.
11 points for Horace Grant. The Bulls by 7. 101-94. 3.5 left, fourth quarter. Foul called against the Bulls. Oakley taking the shove. On Grant, that is 4 on Grant. Bulls now over the limit And Oakley will go to the line. Newman sitting down. Oakley 3 for 4 from the foul line.
Unlike the prior games, the Bulls are doing it in the fourth quarter with tremendous balance. They are not demanding Jordan carry them.
And from the Knicks point of view, a lot of bad signs here. Missing their free throws. Down now by 7. Now 101-95 the score with 3:20 remaining in the fourth. The Knicks season is on the line. A victory by the Bulls. They go on to face the Detroit Pistons. Jordan. Good play by Oakley to save it. And Jackson gets it to Wilkins.
Ewing made the block.
Tucker sets up for the 3. He's called for the travel. He tried to back it up and called for traveling.
It's too early for the Knicks to go for the threes.
Although in that case he was wide open, but he tried to move back. Steal by Tucker along with Jackson. Jackson drew the foul.
Now don't you think that Doug Collins doesn't remember a Knicks finish during the regular season, the latter part, when they blasted and shook up the Bulls with an explosion in about 30 or 40 seconds of 8 points or so. And that's going to haunt Doug right now.
Jordan called for that foul as third. Jackson 7 out of 9 from the line. So the Knicks now cut it to 5 with 2:43 remaining in the fourth.
Mark proving what a pressure player he is right now.
It is down to 4, 101-97. Earlier in the season, the Knicks were so dangerous in the fourth quarter. Not the case, though, in this series against Chicago. Wilkins off the steal. Jackson stumbling, but able to recover, finding Wilkins to cut it to 2. And a timeout called by the Bulls, and that could provide a lift.
Welcome back to the NBA's greatest game.
Well, the Bulls thought they were coasting until this moment. Gerald Wilkins bursts on the scene with a big steal. Mark Jackson loses his balance and makes a remarkable recovery, and Wilkins gets the 2.
Down to 2:20 to go in the fourth. The Bulls now lead by 2, 101-99. The steal by Oakley. Bad pass from Jordan. Jackson backing Paxson. Finding Ewing over Cartwright. And the foul is called. A tripping foul on Cartwright. That's 4 on Cartwright, and the Knicks now showing signs that we have not seen down the stretch in this series against Chicago.
Yes, Jordan is not killing them, as they are doing a great job at containing him. And for the first time, the Knicks found Ewing down low in the second half.
Ewing 2 for 3 from the line. And it is now a 1-point Chicago lead.
The more he touches the ball, even if it's foul shots, the better for the Knicks.
17 points for Patrick Ewing. The game is tied at 101. So the Knicks coming from behind. The Bulls led by as many as 10. You see the time remaining, 1 minute and 50 left, fourth quarter. Cartwright off the fake. Cartwright, oh, spectacular move. A duck under on Ewing. And the Bulls lead at 103, 101. 1 minute and 35 left in regulation. 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 1 minute and Ewing. Yes.
Oh, Oakley sent a vicious pick that got Ewing free.
Game tied at 103.
See the difference when the ball comes into him from the corner.
Someone lost the sneaker. It's Wilkins who lost it. And a foul call, a hold on the Knicks. It's on Wilkins. That is 5 on Gerald Wilkins. So Michael Jordan to the line. He is 3 for 4 from the line, an 85% free throw shooter. .33 for Jordan, but he's been quiet to this point here in the fourth quarter. Bulls by 1. A minute 18 left in the fourth.
He averaged 44 last weekend and 2 against the Knicks.
Chicago with a 2-point lead, 105-103. Set on the shot clock. Ewing over Cartwright. Rebound Grant. Down to 50 seconds in the fourth quarter. The Bulls with 13 on the shot clock. Ewing jumps out to help. Paxson shoots. And the Knicks call for time. They're down by 4 with 40 seconds remaining. Bulls by 4, 107-103. Down to 40 seconds to go in this fourth quarter.
Well, Ewing out a foot from where he wants to be. Felt he had to take the shot. Hits the front rim. Slight imperfection, and then, of course, the Bulls come down and make something out of it. Great pressure, team pressure on Jordan. And John Paxson wide open, keeping his spacing. And Jordan found him for one of his many assists in the game. On the Cartwright-Paxson combination in the last minute, not Jordan, have done it.
Yes, John Paxson has been a force. He's hit 4 for 7 tonight. Timeouts left. Knicks with 2. Bulls have 2 and a 20 remaining. It will be Nick Ball. 40 seconds to go, and they have the full 24. And so the Knicks season has come down to this. A regular season that saw a record of 52-30, a sweep of Philadelphia. And to this point, disappointment against the Chicago Bulls. Wilkins off the spin, but he blew it. Rebound Wilkins. Rebound Ewing. That won't count, a foul call. A splendid move by Gerald Wilkins, but not able to hit. Cartwright was called on the foul. That's 5 on Cartwright.
Sometimes you put so much energy into a move, and when you're all of a sudden wide open, the energy becomes your enemy, as it did for Gerald.
Wilkins 2 out of 2 from the line, 76% free throw shooter. 26 seconds remaining. It is a 3-point Chicago lead. The Bulls now by 2, and Doug Collins calls for time. When we resume, the Bulls have a full timeout and a 20. The Knicks have 2 left, and the Bulls lead by 2, 107-105.
Knicks have come back strong. They are refusing to pack it in, and the foul shooting has been tremendous here.
Horace Grant looking for some additional room from Charles Oakley. This has become a traditional discussion. Counting it off. Jordan getting to it. And And the foul call. Wilkins picks up number 6. 23 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. With Jordan going to the line, he's 5 for 6 from the line. So Wilkins departs with 22. Johnny Newman will come on.
Jordan's legs, the famous legs of Jordan, enabled him to get that ball. He just went up in the air.
Bulls by 3. 108. 105 on that inbounds. Bulls very close to the 5 count, although they would have called for the timeout. Four-point Chicago lead, and the Knicks take a timeout. Michael Jordan calmly sinking the 2. It will be Nick Ball when we resume, but the Knicks will be down to 1 timeout left. Knicks hurt themselves at the foul line, although, as you mentioned, they did hit some shots down the stretch, but the 8 misses, 27 for 35, contributing to the fact that they are trailing at this point, and they have not shot well from the line in the series.
And that will be an off-season concern because it has hurt them in many games.
The Knicks have not won here in Chicago since March 6th, 1987. They've lost 8 straight to the Bulls. Tucker will throw in. Knicks want the quick shot. You see the time running down. Ewing putting the move on. Yes, it's down to 2. 13 seconds remaining. Oakley went for the steal, and now the foul given by Ewing. So with 9 seconds left, again Jordan to the line, and you know that Doug Collins would set it up so that Jordan would be the only man handling the ball.
There was no choice for the Knicks.
Michael Jordan, 7 out of 8 from the foul line. Bulls by 3. Doug Collins telling his players, no foul, no foul. 9 seconds remaining, fourth quarter. 4-point lead. The Knicks call for a timeout.
Lots of stares by Jordan back at the Knicks bench tonight, more than I've ever seen. I think for him, they're glares.
Well, he was upset with some statements that were made by Knicks players earlier in the series, and upset, although Michael tends to take statements, turn them a little bit for motivational purposes, and I think he did that with Rick Pitino questioning the injury, because Pitino had said after it was announced that Michael Jordan had pulled a groin muscle that no question he'll play, but Jordan took it as if Pitino was indicating that he was faking the injury. It wasn't that serious, and he used it for motivational purposes, but it grew from there, and there have been some tough statements made in the press, particularly here in Chicago, by both the Knicks and the Bulls. And now the question is, with the Knicks using their final timeout, a 4-point Bulls lead, 9 seconds left. The story within the story, is this the final timeout being called by Rick Pitino as coach of the New York Knicks? He has not addressed that issue, but all the rumors have been swirling concerning the interest by Kentucky. Said he would not comment until the end of this series. I should say the end of the playoffs. And it has come down to a very slim hope here for the Knicks. 9 seconds left. Down by 4.
Well, the Bulls have done it defensively in the second half. The Knicks have scored 46 points after 61 in the first half.
This capacity crowd providing a standing ovation for the Chicago Bulls, who are looking to move on to the conference finals. to face the Detroit Pistons. Knicks again will look for the quick shot, then a quick foul. Tucker from three. Yes! And the foul! Unbelievable! Craig Hodges committing a foul on a three-point play. Doug Collins can't believe it. 6 seconds remaining. And Tucker will go to the line looking to tie the game. I don't believe it.
This is incredible. I mean, I'm absolutely speechless. I can't believe this happened. A 27-foot shot and a foul. It has happened in the NBA, but not much.
Tucker on the line for the first time. He has tied the game at 111. A remarkable ending here to regulation as the Bulls call for time. Watch Doug Collins as he checks out the jumper by Tucker and a foul by Hodges. And I had mentioned that Collins had said no foul just moments ago, telling his club no foul. The Knicks celebrate that unlikely jumper and the foul as Tucker connects from three-point land for the third time tonight. He has hit 3 of 4 from downtown.
You can never predict what a player will do in the course of competition, despite the instructions.
Game tied at 111. One more time as Trent Tucker fires, hits the three-pointer, and he was hacked by Craig Hodges.
Great poise by Ewing, too, setting that pick.
Paxson will throw it in. And the matchup is Tucker on Jordan. Now Jackson had a switch off. Here is Jordan. The contact made, and a foul is called with 4 seconds remaining. So Newman is called for the foul, his third, and Michael Jordan to the line.
It is so difficult, as the Cleveland Cavaliers found out, to keep the ball out of this man's hands.
The Knicks do not have a timeout left. Jordan is 9 for 10 from the line. Oh, he hit the back rim. He was concerned about that one, but he hit it. Rod Strickland checking in. Rick Pitino looking for some long-range shooting. Needs movement on the court. No timeouts remaining. Only 4 seconds to go. Bulls by 1. 2-point lead. Here we go. Down to 3. Down to 2. Newman from 3 for the winner, and that's it. The Chicago Bulls have defeated the New York Knicks in 6. And they move on to the conference final. Only the third time in the history of the Bulls that they have advanced to the conference final.